So, day two of my little journey that I was going to show you. And I know in the video I made, the last one I made, I said, I'm going to take you day by day on a day by journey. And I said, I'm going to try to do it every day. Well, day two, I already messed up. I didn't mess up, but I did not make a video. I did other things. But that's why I'm outside, because I am going to show you my accomplishments. When men accomplish things, I like to stand and marvel at it and congratulate myself about how awesome I did. Uh, I raked a whole bunch of leaves from night till morning. Or, well, I didn't finish it at night, but bam, that's how much is already falling back down in one night. But boom, got this. I'm going to show you where I put them all in the backyard. And the whole backyard needs done too, but it ain't as bad back there. Now, this pile of leaves, it might not look like as many as you think, but I smashed them down. And I gotta rake this up. Walnuts, this sucks. This is a mountain of leaves that me and one of my boys did all the way along the fence. Those are all stomped down. I gotta do this whole backyard, walnuts all in it. I'm gonna go back in the house now. And try to talk about something else. I do have this packet, man. I got this little course that I went through, and it teaches about the tree of knowledge and the tree of life, the tree of knowledge of good and evil. It starts off, that's what it starts off with, but it's like a 12-week course. And it was, I didn't want to do it because I was already doing a lot of work. But as I had said before, God has worked in my life through a lot of things that I didn't like, that got me out of my comfort zone. Which that alone is a big lesson, or that's a whole nother lesson, a whole nother topic in itself, is getting out of your comfort zone and where God stretches you. So, back to my seat. I have another video that I am going to post. And it's a video that about. I made it a few months ago, and I never posted it, so I am going to post that later today. But we'll label this one, the journey. This is still a part of the journey. We'll call that. I don't know if I want that like that. Bear with me 1 second while I get this on here. There we go. That's good, I guess. So yeah. Let's see if I can get this out. I was talking to a friend today about the probation stuff and the trap of the system of what's going on with people, and throughout this. I will touch on it. I will touch on it at different times. I think I haven't really came up with a great system for this, honestly. But it's issues that are deep in my heart that I want to get out there. I've always noticed patterns with the system that was corrupt, which here, Think of it. If the church can be corrupted, as time goes on, anything can be corrupted with a little bit of time. Pastors, that's why they can, pastors, preachers, that's why they can do so good for so long. And maybe whatever it is that sets in them, complacency or whatever it is, or just that's the power of the enemy, how he works on people, and getting through. But for me, the one I want to really, I'm fighting against, the one I'm colliding with, is the court systems, man. Drug addiction has become a business. And it looks, to someone that doesn't understand, someone that doesn't know, the political system, the political and government and court system has turned it into a business to fund drug rehabilitation centers, needle exchanges. I was an IV user. I had this argument with someone. I was a big fan of the needle exchanges because their argument is that they want to keep people from getting diseases. That's the argument behind needle exchanges. I didn't plan to go here, but I'm going to go here. I'm going to. The needle exchanges. I loved it. I needed that. But I know that their argument for it is void. Yes, does some people do it the right way? Do some people use clean needles? Yeah, they do. But the truth of the matter is I've been around many IV users. And when they become on this drug, psychotic and crazy, they just literally do not care. I'm that guy. I'm one of them that did care. And I would catch them doing very crazy things, like trying to shoot drugs out of their needles down each other's needle, dirty, and they know they got hepatitis, they know they got this, that. They don't even tell nobody. They share it and they act as if it's no big deal. I have been under that. I've been under that influence of not that bad, because I always was cautious of that. And I notice things. But that's my argument. So the argument that they make that justifies this needle exchange, I had to search and pray this out and have God reveal this to me. Why it's not. It's not. It's condoning it. I believe. Without needle exchanges, many people will just go back to snorting it or whatever. But with the needle exchanges so available, that doesn't discourage nobody. And all the same people are still doing the same reckless behaviors. It's not stopping the reckless behavior. It's not stopping the spread of diseases at all. Not one bit. I guarantee it. Because they're here. Are they still being sexually? They would still have to be sexually safe. They would have to have the whole package. So to crush that argument about needle exchanges, that's my opinion on it. It's the same spirit that they use for abortions. Oh, because someone got raped or incest. So what they do is they try to take this small fraction and use it as a reason to give every woman the ability to kill babies. When how many abortions, how many of them are done because of that small window that they use to fight that, to justify, let's kill these little babies. Yes, they are life. They are babies. And I don't mean to throw no stones. I am a man. At a younger age, I paid. There was a girl that was supposed to be pregnant, and I paid $60 for her to get an abortion. I don't know if she was even really pregnant, but in my heart, it really doesn't matter because I didn't understand and know. I just at the time, all I knew was I was a father of 3 kids. I didn't want another kid that I wasn't going to be there for because I knew I wasn't going to be with the girl. That's how I justified it in my head. I didn't think of it as being a baby, you know? So I just wanted to throw that out there. But I have that revelation on it now. Repentance, turn from it. I still have to live with that guilt of doing that. You understand? No, I don't. I don't have to live with that guilt because God, He has redeemed me and set me free of all that carrying guilt, condemnation, shame. I have Holy Spirit conviction when I do things wrong. Amen. That's a blessing. It's a check in your spirit to turn from a way of life, a behavior. The needle exchange, and then there's the that's the same argument they use with abortions. Let's go back to the system. So the system has the probation, and I'm just going to throw it out there right now. I don't think I want to jump real far into it right now. But I wasn't prepared today, but I am making a video documenting my life, bro. That's what me and my kids did. We freaking threw it down, raked leaves last night, made a big pile. I went out the first thing in the morning, got my oil changed on my car. After raking all up the leaves, went grocery shopping, did an oil change. This is nothing new to me. This isn't a trigger or anything like that. The way the way they word it, the stresses of life. It has been a stress in life because it took me a while to adapt after being locked up most of my life. So I mean, yeah, it's taken some getting used to. And my journey has been 7 years of getting my life right. Getting in tune with the way God works, the way He wants things done. A healthier way to do things, the healthier way to be. That's how I have. But that's how I've lived my life, and I've overcome these things. But in the recovery, there's a word I'm going to attack. I am going to attack this word, recovery. I'm going to attack the system of Narcotics Anonymous, Alcoholics Anonymous. And I don't mean to make it as an attack, man. I love for people to be sober. I want people to be sober. Yeah, the world shouldn't have to deal with drug addicts. They shouldn't have to deal with the consequences of these people, of what they do. I was one of them. I've been there. I've been under this spell. But I'm going to attack what the world is doing as far as setting them free, because the world is not setting them free. The world system has adopted this and turned it into, and you can hear this throughout. I want freedom for these people. I want freedom for drug addicts. I want them to know that they can walk in freedom and truth. This is another system I'll attack, the medical system. Every one of these, when the world lets the worldly, antichrist possibly, I'll just throw that word out there, whatever spirit it is, they let in good people. God gave us medical stuff. He gave us medical people, but when they start turning it into a business and they start just the same as a car shop, They're there to fix cars. But if greed gets in there, now all of a sudden they'll diagnose your car with things that are not wrong. Cause it's or they'll fix it wrong so that something will mess up soon. You gotta come back. This is medical malpractice. This is drug recovery. This is what if these people get indoctrinated with the wrong doctrine, and not all of them's guilty for even knowing or understanding what it is. Well, God has given it to me to point it out, man. That's the best I can come up with. I mean, because I will take NA and AA for example. I walk in those rooms. I've been in there. And I see people who have fellowship, which is biblical. They have love for one another, biblical. A commandment. And I see these few things that are off that doesn't preach freedom from this drug. They want to do these meetings, 90 days and 90 meetings in 90 days. I see them work very hard. This effort to do this recovery. What are we recovering? And I did mention this in the other video. What's important, what the recovery that is important is recovering your identity, recovering freedom, recovering what Jesus Christ did on the cross to set you free from addiction, man. From addiction, not just drugs, your addiction to yourself, addiction to sex, maybe companionship. Here, there's a good revelation about drugs. I'm sorry about what I about me going crazy with my hands. Sorry about that. I will try to fix that for you guys. But the freedom, Jesus Christ paid a price to set people free of all of these things, idols, pats on the back, validation, pats on the back for you're sober, you're I'm 90 days clean off of drugs. Who cares? Well, guess what? I haven't cussed in 90 days. Why don't we celebrate that too? This is God. That's what God. We're patting ourselves on the back for what we're supposed to be doing. We wasn't meant to do drugs. We wasn't meant to live for ourselves. One of my set you free of offenses. This is how I always use drugs. Being offended by other people. That was my favorite thing. There was good times in my life to where I just got complacent, happy over oh yeah, things are great. I'm kind of bored with it, sadly. And maybe I was addicted to the chaos. Connection is a thing. So, and I will, if anybody's never watched the video, there's a video by Johan Hari. I don't know how to plug that. I ain't that skilled with this stuff yet, but he explains. And what's the first thing that a drug addict, when they relapse or something, the first thing their family does, in most cases, boom, disconnect from them, boom. Which, that's a little subject. Some of it's good, some bad, but the disconnection. Reject them. Boom. You're out of the house. Boom. Can't be around us. Blah, blah, blah. This been a big one for me because, yeah, it don't matter. But What do they need? Connection. So for me, living a great life, having that good life, connection to family, kids, girlfriend, whatever it might be, there wasn't much connection there for me. So I got offended by things and ran back to a life with people that I was most connected to, because they didn't reject me because of drugs. They didn't reject me because of my lifestyle or whatever it might have been. I was more comfortable in the chaos of drug addiction, reckless people, maybe criminals. Even when I was sober, even though I've been out of prison 7 years, I've never dealt with criminal activities except drugs. I've been around people on drugs, but I've been around, when I did use, I went back to them people that I knew not to trust, and I knew it was chaos, so I became chaos with them at the utmost level, because I've always stood up about unrighteous, savage, slimy behaviors. I do not like it. Never. Not in prison. I've never been okay with that stuff. I tried it before. It's just not me. It's not in my heart. I was never meant for that. But that's the connection I'm talking about. But I did feel a connection. I can fight with these people, blah, blah, blah. I'm very good at this also. I want to make my audience aware. I will start going somewhere with things and forget, and I have to come back the next day and touch on a subject that I started and didn't take you all the way there where I was supposed to be taking you, and didn't make the point that I wanted to make. I've noticed this in me a lot. And I'm going to try and get better. So guys, thank you, man, for bearing with me, man. I understand I'm a hard person to deal with. But I get good comments back. I get good feedback from some people. When I can get people to where I'm supposed to be going with things, I have deep insight on things, man, and it's all God given, man. So I have to pray, and I pray before I do these videos, man, because I can't do nothing without God. Ooh, let's plug this beautiful shirt. I do not wear yellow, but I did. Check it out. God got me, baby. He's got to. But I pray, man, before I make this video, I ask God to help me, man, because I want to help someone. And this is the beginning stages of this, man. I got people, I can't wait, man. I got a little car issue, or we'll be doing some fights tonight, man. I had a good opportunity to go. My friend, I posted a video of my two friends with the leg pads and stuff, kickboxing. I want to fight both of them at the same time, but they ain't ready for it. But yeah, we're going to step it up and do some new things. Car issue right now, or I'd be going down and I got some people ready to fight, and they ain't going, so I got all that stuff going on, man. These are the beginning stages of this, man, and I'm going to walk you guys through them 12 packets. I want to teach all this, man. I didn't prepare and grab my Bible, man. I love reading out the Bible. I love, and when I say out of the Bible, this is God, man. I told him like this: the Bible, when you read it, it should read you. It's the book of life. As I've read through it, I can see where I've went through things, and it's all biblical. I can connect that stuff. That's called the book of life, because maybe we go through every stage of it, and in the end you get the revelation. Revelation, and then you go through like the story of. I like to connect the story of Ahab and Jezebel. That is very well connected into something that I talk about, which is the narcissism stuff that I talk about. Those are the spirits behind that. The Jezebel spirit, that's very much the spirit behind narcissism. So, because it's all about control, manipulation, and all that stuff. The story of Samson giving up his power to a woman, and then at the end, God redeeming him. I've gave up everything. I've been redeemed. There's just these are they're a true story, but there's a behind it there is what's the word? Not a parable. We're gonna let that go. We're gonna let that go. Not a parable, but it's just metaphor. It's a metaphor, man. But it's also a real story, and then it becomes a metaphor in everybody's life, like it's symbolic. But everything's in there, and I love getting revelation from it, man. I love, getting revelation from God. It's changed my life. So I really am going to. I think I'm gonna end this today. I'm gonna post that other video that I was telling you about. It talks a little bit about stuff. That I think there's some important information. It doesn't have nothing to do with what I'm doing now. My responses and stuff on YouTube, this makes it more important, I guess. I don't really know how the stuff works, but I guess the comments, like if people comment on it, it makes it more acceptable or whatever. More important, I guess. I don't like taking the time to do all that stuff, but I would maybe ask for suggestions. I will figure these things out as I go, so I'm just sorry, man. If anybody has information, hey man, reach out to me. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna plug Facebook, man. I'm trying to turn my Facebook into a Glory Fights. I don't want my personal stuff on Facebook. Like, I don't want it to be that. But I'm trying to connect this stuff and figure all this out as I go. Bear with me, guys. I love you. Like I said, man, I pray for God to help me through this stuff, man. Let me help somebody. Let Him use me to revelate someone else, man. Just to open your eyes, man. I'm on probation, and we're gonna go through this, and I'm gonna show you guys some important stuff that even before me getting on probation that I've just been aware of, and how the system is using drug addiction. Some of it I think is good, some of it is twisted, and that was what I was starting this video off of, and how when the world comes in, there's spirits in the world that are creeping into everything, the business side, and making, they're corrupting these things, hospitals, recovery, all these different things can be corrupted, and this is the fight we are in. It's spiritual warfare. I literally wanted to, the first day I met my probation officer. I'll share this. Here we go. Awesome. Coming out of Genesis, I'm offended because I asked for mercy. Hey man, have mercy on my life. He doesn't care about the life I've lived. I fought my cases in front of the judge, in front of, like, hey man, this is what I've done, blah, 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 this is the life I've lived, this is what happened in my life, this is why I'm here. Fought it with all my heart. He did not care nothing about my case, about what I'm pleading, what I'm saying. He dealt with me accordingly. My probation officer treating me as if I can be offended by it, but I have to understand. I do understand, but I still have flesh and I wanted to get in it very bad. Just because the person is corrupted with worldly thinking and he's not dealing with what I'm saying. He's treating me as if I'm a manipulator, scumbag that, you know what I'm saying? I'm no different than anybody else is what he's doing, and that's that. This is what he's been trained for. It doesn't matter. But on that first meeting, I want to get my flesh. That hate in me wanted to rise up. I want to fight this dude. And I understand it's spiritual warfare. I'm fighting my pride. I'm fighting my pride. Offense. All coming back. I have to be aware. And I have to. That's my screensaver. Is something about we wrestle not against flesh and blood. That's what I had to come to my heart. I'm not wrestling this person in front of me. There's spirits involved, and that goes for everybody, everything, every challenge we come across. It's a spiritual battle, and we have to recognize these things. Something I learned. Recognize, resist, and rebuke. I know another 3R thing too also. But anyways, that's how I felt. I could take it personally. I'm a man. I'm a man, by the way. I'm doing this on my YouTube channel because I'll probably never be able to do it in a church or something. I don't like the pressure of standing on a stage. That's something God would have to do to me later on in life. But God knows my heart, so that's why I'm here doing this like this. Trying to reach people, trying to expose things and make people aware. And get free, man. Spiritual warfare. Bring it, expose it for what it is. So that's that, man. I'm done. Thank you for watching. Please pray for me, man. I pray for all my viewers, all 10 of you, or however many. I'm just. Thank you for watching.